We've got 6 o'clock. I'll call this meeting to order. Let the minutes show that all board members are present. We will all stand for the invocation, and then we'll follow that with the pledge. God, just thank you for bringing us here tonight. Thank you for the rain that we've received. Please guide our decisions tonight. Thank you for all the people that are involved in our school system, all of our stakeholders, teachers, administrators, most importantly our students, as we prepare for this upcoming school year. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board members, you've received the agenda for the meeting. May I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I make a motion to approve.
A second.
A second.
All those in favor of approving the agenda, please raise your hand.
Thank you, board members. As far as on receiving items for information, all we have is one item tonight. I wanted to take a few moments and introduce our new athletic directors across the county. Coach Matthews, you're on the front row, so you're first. Coach Matthews is our new athletic director at Marvin Middle. Congratulations.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Woodfin. I'd like to thank the board for allowing me to come down here and you guys recognizing me for this new position. I'm excited about it. I met with administration, I met with stakeholders. There's a lot of things that we've had planned and a lot of projects that we're kind of working towards getting towards completing here. Real quick, I just want to kind of give you guys just an insight as to my vision for Marvin Middle Athletics moving forward. We want to build this thing on a solid foundation. We want 3 solid pillars that our coaches and our student athletes kind of buy into. The first of which is integrity. We want great coaches in our athletic program. We want those coaches to have great integrity and our student athletes to embody that. We want service before self. We want to have great community relations, great community outreach. That's a goal of mine. So service before self, serving the needs of others before we meet our needs. And the third is excellence in everything we do. So obviously excellence on the field is important. Success there is important, but success and excellence off the field is just as important. We want our student athletes and our coaches to represent Marvin Middle with pride. We want them to represent Autauga County with pride. And when people see people with Marbury gear on walking around, they say, those guys really do it right. They run a first-class organization, and they're top-notch. So I'm very appreciative of the opportunity. I don't take it lightly. I won't take up any more of your time, but thank you.
Coach, we're glad to have you. Coach, I appreciate how you've always taken a lot of pride in the facilities. I'll go by there Saturday or Sunday, and Coach is usually on a lawnmower or something. I think he's up there more than I'm on campus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Next up, Coach Sal from Marvin High School.
Very humbled to be here, very thankful to the board and the administration at Marbury High School. First things first, I love Marbury High School. I've been at Marbury High School for a decade now, and that place means the world to me. I feel like I've kind of grown up as a coach there and grown up into this person that I am. And I look forward to being more for Marbury High School. And I look forward to the vision that I have for the high school. The athletic vision for Marbury High School is to create a competitive community of student athletes that strive for completing academic, personal, and athletic goals. And for us, we want to be more. We've been blessed at Marbury High School since I've been here with a lot of nice and wonderful things from the board. We're going to take care of those things. We're going to be good stewards of those things. We're going to use those things to take Marbury High School to the next level. And again, I'm so thankful for this opportunity. I look forward to guiding Marbury High School through this transitionary period.
The same mode we're talking about Coach Matthews. I've worked with Coach Sal many years. He definitely burns the midnight oil. He gets after it, and I have a child that has played for him a lot and loves him to death. I know a lot of the kids do, so I appreciate all you do. All right, last up, a new hire today, Coach Bourne. Come on up, Prattville High School.
Like to before me, I would like to echo to the board how much we appreciate the opportunity to be here. Dr. Ferris, you as well. I'll just tell you, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention my wife and kids who are here as well, which is really one of the big reasons I'm here. You know, our journey in Tonka County for us started, I guess 2012. And so, you know, the coaching profession can be crazy and you find yourself all over the world and all over the country. For us, the last week and a half or so have just been probably some of the best weeks that we've had, really in education, because for the first time in my career, I get to work in the community that I call home. And I think that's a big part of our life, it's a big part of our family's life, and that's what we're excited about. You know, my wife started here in 2012, but I have always found myself driving, whether it be to Birmingham or whether it be to Auburn Opelika, down in Montgomery, but never here at home. And for the first time, you know, we get the opportunity to lay roots here, be a part of the community where we choose to educate our children. I have seen from the outside looking in, what a great school system this is. I am just tickled to death to be here and be a part of it. And like has been mentioned, you know, at Prattville High School, this is what I believe. I still believe there is a place in today's society with our students that the athletic part of this is really education-based athletics. We are going to impact students. We're gonna impact our community, our school, our everybody involved in this association, and I really think that we can drive that point home in athletics. So we're gonna educate our students athletically with the ultimate goal that at some point this is all gonna end. You know, less than 1% of them will ever play beyond the 4 years they have here. What we hope is that when they look back on their time at Prattville High School, as a broader part of this community, that something that we did was impactful, it stuck, and they can look back and say, you know, that was worth it, and it was fun, and it was enjoyable, and it had positive ramifications on their life. So we're gonna work every day to do that, and I'm excited to be at that with Dr. Ferris, the administrative team at Prattville, local board, you, the superintendent, Mr. Woodfin, and we can't wait to get going. So again, I would just say thank you, and we are excited and can't wait to get started.
Congratulations. I'm very excited to see what all three of you guys do on your respective campuses. I know Coach Bourne, you did the ground running. I see all over creation, you guys as well. Board members, I can assure you that the investment that you're making in for all of our parts of our education system, but especially in athletics, these guys are gonna carry out what you want done in terms of facilities and holding kids accountable, but also going out and hiring the best coaches we possibly can. It's gonna work together well. So guys, glad to have you. Welcome to Tonka County, and we look forward to seeing how you guys change each campus. So congratulations. All right, board members, as far as the consent agenda, before we go into approval of the consent agenda, as is customary now, I'd like to get some information on each item. Item number 3 contains a list of disposals as it relates to technology and transportation items. Item number 4 contains supplemental pay requests for painting projects, security for events, extracurricular activities, and other types of school activities. Item number 5 is seeking approval to make changes to policies 2.2 and 5.41. With regards to policy 2.2, this policy revision seeks to revise how and when we will conduct our safety drills. The policy revisions will help to ensure that all schools are conducting drills in accordance to state guidelines, and the revisions will also ensure that all schools are conducting drills within the same time frame. Policy 5.41, the revisions we seek for it are looking to ensure that school nurses are fully aware of health issues or concerns with students. In the original policy, the school administrator was named as the initial point of contact. We would like to shift the point of contact to school nurses, since quite frankly, they are the medical professionals on campuses. We're seeking also to revise and clarify procedures to be followed with medications given to students on school grounds. These changes are needed to clarify the crucial role that our school nurses play in our schools on a daily basis. Item number 6 seeks approval to use CNP funds to purchase cafeteria tables at the new Prattville Kindergarten School. The tables will cost $49,140.11. Again, CNP's funds are covering that cost. Item number 7, request board approval for the bid from Southeast School Supplies LLC to provide new furniture for the Prattville Junior High Media Center. Their bid was $68,225. The funds to be utilized for this project are local Prattville Junior High School funds. Item number 8 seeks approval of coaching contracts. Item number 9 seeks approval for fine art supplements for the 24-25 school year. In addition to adjusting the band supplements, this proposal also seeks to fund supplements for theater and choir. These positions have been funded by the local school in some cases, and in most cases, the teachers that led these activities did it on a voluntary basis. This new supplement schedule will demonstrate to our community our secretaries in their day-to-day duties. Again, these stipends will be covered through ESSER three funds. Are there any questions with anything on the consent agenda as presented?
Has there always been a certification front office?
That's a great question. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think so. Mr. Conyers, no, or Ms. Poe?
It's always been available, but we've never had this ability to move forward with it.
So, appreciate that, Mr. Conyers. So I think that's a good answer as far as that goes. We're trying to build a foundation. What we're seeing a lot of times, you know, I will say it like this: I will put our employees against anybody across the state, but because you guys have supported so much, because we see the need, because our coordinators and directors are verbalizing the needs, we're making a concerted effort to give our people what they need to do their jobs. And, this is an effort to do that with the ESSER three funds, again, trying to be smart with using these funds while we have them. And, quite frankly, this is something that our secretaries will tell you, that's why we went to centralized registration, to try to help them a little bit in their day-to-day duties, but also, there's a lot of parts of Power School that quite frankly, we're not aware of. So hopefully this will help them on that, certification. Are there any other questions? All right, well, at this time, I recommend approval of the consent agenda as presented.
Board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation. May I get a motion to approve? A second.
Second.
All those, well, is there any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand.
Thank you. At this time, I recommend approval of the personnel report as presented.
Board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation. May I get a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
A second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand.
All right, board members, with regards to policy 6.44, it's our previous virtual school policy. As you know, we're very proud of where we are right now. I'll get to that a little bit in the superintendent's report. But basically, this policy revision will remove some of the restrictive language that was in the previous policy, and it mirrors what we need to do to grow the program moving forward. So you've all been given a copy of that in your folder as well. So at this time, I recommend approval of updates to policy 6.44.
Board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation. May I get a motion to approve? A second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand.
All right, at this time, I would like to ask Ms. Poe to provide us with the June 2024 bank and financial statements. Ms. Poe.
Good evening. As presented in your board packet, June represents the 9th month of our fiscal year, sorry, Mr. Mullen. Of our fiscal year, so we're looking at the home stretch right now. In your snapshot analysis, you'll see that we should be around 75% of our budget. Revenues were, we were at 85%. Now, you're gonna see a slight uptick in that, and the reason is, we have several supplemental appropriations that the legislature just gave us that will be trickling in from between June to September, that's intended to be spent with the remaining of this fiscal year on into the other fiscal year. So you're gonna see a slight uptick in those revenues, because we're gonna receive some of that early funding. But our revenues for the month of June were 85%. Our expenditures for the month, at the month end of June were at 74%. So our expenditures are tracking. And that's really what we wanna focus on, is where we are in this time frame of the school year. We're tracking as where we should be within our budget, on expenses. The fund balance for, the end of June ended at 46 million, and payroll was at 6.4 million for June. Also in your board packet was your local revenue analysis. At this point in time, we've collected 18.5 million, which is 90% of our budget. You'll start seeing that really slack off, so at this point, as we're wrapping up to the end of this fiscal year, we'll start seeing a decrease in the amount of local revenues that come in. June's collections were at 1.1 million. Now keep in mind that our local revenue of that amount that's budgeted, 10.2 million of our 19 million budgeted, is set aside for our foundation program requirement match, our bond requirement debt matches, and our capital, public school funds that we get from the state. So 10.2 million of our 19 million budget is allocated toward our local matches. Are there any questions about where we stand at the end of, June? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bud. At this time, I recommend approval of the June 2024 bank and financial statements.
Board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation, may I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second,
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. All right, I'm gonna go through the superintendent's evaluation. The board completed, Mr. Woodman's evaluation, and I'm pleased to say it was a really good evaluation. Basically, there were 5 components of where we scored. Mr. Woodman scored in 3 of those components, which is meets expectation, exceeds expectations, and demonstrates excellence. Overall, he scored at a 3.85, which is almost exceeding the expectations. With it, for a first-year superintendent that came in, I think that's extremely impressive. That was out of 5. He did not have any level 2, which was needs improvement. His lowest was meets expectations. Again, for a first-year superintendent, running a school system, I think that is extremely impressive. His strengths, and I think anyone that's witnessed Mr. Woodman on the job would stay financial, that he is a good steward with the dollars when we look at short-term, long-term financial decisions that he's making. I think with communication, again, another strength, I think everyone in our communities would say, you know what's happening in Otago County, whether it's through technology, whether it's going out into the communities, phone calls, email blasts. Mr. Woodman does an excellent job of getting the word out. And then finally, when it comes to student discipline behaviors, we've seen a huge improvement on the secondary side, the plans he has for the elementary and for our school buses this upcoming year. I feel like we're in a firm foundation there. I would also say, just personally, when we watch the job Mr. Woodman does, when we watch the superintendent, we know who's in charge. If you wanna pat somebody on the back, or if you wanna blame somebody, you know who to go to. And that's what a superintendent's job is it needs to be one voice of who represents our school system, who represents our administrators, our teachers, our students. And I think everybody now in Otago County knows that's Mr. Woodman. The areas that he scored the lowest in which those lowest areas were a 3.2, so it was a little above meeting expectations, but it was with teacher retention and recruitment, curriculum, dealing with test scores, with those. So overall, very good evaluation.
Mr. Fowler, thank you. Board members, I appreciate the honest feedback. I think that's the only way we move forward is, having good, honest feedback, and I appreciate the transparency, and thank you for the opportunity to serve. I look forward to serving again this year. I want to thank my staff that's out there. You talk about the things that we do well, that's our staff. They do a tremendous job keeping me grounded every day and keeping me on schedule. So central office, our principals, our students and parents. I hope everybody sees that, we're doing all we can for all of our kids, and, it's not one person, it's everybody working together. So this is the honor of a lifetime. I appreciate the county, and you guys taking a chance on me, and we're gonna continue trying to make things happen. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you as well for that. All right, so as far as the superintendent report, got a few things to hit real quick. Summer feeding, huge shout out to Ms. Seegers and her crew. Just some stats I want to go over on that. Otago County Schools has distributed approximately 60,000 meals to approximately 12,000 children during the last month of the district's summer feeding program. Absolutely incredible job. A lot of our coaches, now that I look out there, a lot of our coaches, teachers, principals, you name it, would all volunteer to help out. Our central office staff, a lot of them would help put together meals. Ms. Thomas has done a lot with all of these programs. Just everybody, total team effort, very proud of our CNP staff, very proud of Ms. Seegers and the job that her crew did on that. As far as free meals for next year, we've advertised this as well. Talk County Schools is gonna continue the free student meal program for the upcoming school year. It was a tremendous success this past year. With any new program, you look at things and you try to make decisions financially if it's the best thing moving forward. All the preliminary data right now is that we can continue that, so as long as we can do that, program, we wanna make sure we continue that for our families and students. It's a very important program. You know, the old saying, if they're hungry, they're not gonna pay a lot of attention, you know, so, we appreciate our staff keeping that program going and doing such a great job. Virtual school, enrollment is absolutely climbing very, very fast. Last Friday, when, we turned in our numbers to the state, we had 170 students that have been accepted into the virtual platform or virtual school. In that 1 to 2 week window that we went public that this was gonna occur, that's nearly a 100 student increase in terms of how many students have enrolled in the program. We're seeing kids from all over the state of Alabama, and for me, more importantly, you know, I think, to use an old coaching adage, you gotta focus on your local area first, and what I am most proud to see is a lot of our families that left Watauga County looking for a virtual model. We're seeing a lot of data where Watauga County families are coming back to Watauga County, so, we want everybody to understand how great Watauga County schools are, but obviously, we want everybody to come, but it feels a little better also when you get people coming back home. We'll continue to accept applications and, hope to hit the number of 250 students, but by the beginning of August. And as we've talked about, if we can reach 250 students, then that will guarantee funding for the following year. And again, just to remind everyone, we're using a majority of ESSER funds, to pay for Edgenuity to run the program. Ms. Jerkins is our new principal. All we've hired locally is Ms. Jerkins and a, special education teacher to help with our special education students. So if we can continue this trend, things are looking really good, then we can start adding our own teachers and move away from Edgenuity in year 2. So, very excited about that. I spoke with Ms. Jerkins a little bit earlier today, and I'm not so sure we're not gonna be close to that number by this Friday. It's just exploding. She's having a hard time getting through all the applications. They're coming in left and right. Private kindergarten school update. We have our final construction meeting in August. At this meeting, we hope to receive our punch list. That process usually takes about a month to complete once you receive your punch list. So we're still on target to take the building, in late September. After we complete the August meeting, we'll know a lot more definitively what we're looking like in terms of our timeline. And like we've discussed in previous meetings, the plan originally was to move private kindergarten, in January, but like we discussed at previous meetings with some vandalism and insurance issues and everything else, you know, we're gonna need to get in that building as quickly as possible. We're gonna make sure our families know the transition once we know a little more when we get the keys. So, for example, if we get the keys, say, end of September, we'll put it out a good month in advance, say, this is when we're looking at possibly having to go virtual to get everything moved, because we're going to hire a moving company to help assist. And our teachers will have to be in the classrooms, basically pointing out what goes, what stays, and then getting their new classrooms set up. So, it's a fluid situation. It's starting to become a little clearer. And I hope in that mid-August meeting, I'll be able to update you guys with a more specific timeline from that meeting. In terms of, project updates, we got a lot of projects going on. The land clearing for construction at Billings School for the new outdoor livestock learning lab. The architect is working through that right now. We should be getting started on that very soon. Toggle School's gym will be getting a much needed expansion and renovation. The architect's finalizing those plans at the moment. Prattville High School's field house will be undergoing a major renovation soon. The architect's currently drawing plans for that. Marbury High School's football field is being converted to turf. That project is going extremely well. The crew is good, by all indications, are going to hit their mark. They actually may finish a little early. That project has went extremely well. That's a local company doing that, and they've done an absolute tremendous job in that project. The restroom renovation project that we discussed a few board meetings ago, we're looking at renovating Prattville High School, Prattville Junior High, Prattville Intermediate, Prattville Primary, Marbury Middle School's restrooms. That's our older buildings, so those restrooms are in the biggest need to begin with. The architect is, he toured the facilities last week. He's putting a plan together for that. New flooring is being installed at Prattville Elementary, Prattville Primary, Prattville Intermediate, Prattville Junior High. I toured Prattville Intermediate earlier with Mr. Barrington, Mr. Camara. The floors were looking good, it changes the whole look of the place. You know, we're coming right along with that. We've ordered new bleachers for Prattville Junior High and Marbury Middle. If you've been in those facilities, especially Prattville Junior High School, the gym for any school event or any after-school event, or especially any athletic event, seating is limited, to say the least. We're able to expand that a little bit, and the bleachers need to be changed out there and at Marbury because it's the old wooden style, and we've had some issues with those bleachers. So, we're hoping to have those installed by February. They've been ordered, and, we're hoping to have those installed then. Roofing projects have started, or we're going to start any day now at Toggle and Prattville Primary and Prattville Junior High. The roofs at several of the schools, again, will be repaired. That contractor should be starting any day now. And then the ceilings at Prattville Primary School, if you're not familiar with that issue, for as long as I've been in this county, the ceilings flake paint at Prattville Primary. We've kind of held off on that, trying to get the ceiling, redone before we start that, but that project's gonna be starting here very soon, where we'll scrape all that, repaint it, and, hopefully that'll help, obviously, the way it looks, but also, change how we're looking at those classrooms as well. We'll have several other projects that are on the way, and the message I keep telling people is, there's other projects that we're looking at, but there's a big misconception right now in our county. Obviously, we have a tax referendum coming up, and the questions that I keep getting are, well, if y'all have this money, why are you trying to get a tax referendum? Well, the reality is, we're using state and federal dollars that we are not guaranteed of having this time moving forward. So, I hope this shows our community, if we have some leeway with some funds, because this is about 10 million that we're using. These are funds for next year that are coming in from the state. If you have a little bit of a surplus that you can start planning things out, you can start getting a long-term plan on how you want to change your facilities. We're very blessed to have opportunity that, quite frankly, I don't know if other people that served before us have. The state has a surplus of money, they're sending it out to us, and we all are trying to solve as many facility issues as possible. So, as long as we keep getting the state and federal money, we're gonna keep trying to fix our facilities. But the moment that money dries up, I hate to say it, a lot of the projects will too, because, again, we've been over this a lot, as far as our finances. But I'm very excited about those projects. It seems like the communities are all very excited. We have a lot of projects going in every community. Does that fit every need of every community? No, it don't, but I think it shows our people that we're trying to solve as much as we can with the money that we have. So, I know there was a lot of verbiage there. Do y'all have any questions or anything? Hear that? Yes, sir.
Comment. Had an opportunity to go to the new private kindergarten.
Phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. It really is.
So are we responsible for the renovations of vandalism?
No, right now it falls on the contractor, but as soon as we get the keys, again, at the end of September, if something occurs, it will be on us to go in there and fix it. And that's one thing that changed the timeline of what we were hoping to slowly transition to. Now, I will say this, Mr. Mayor's done a really great job working with Prattville PD. They've had some leads, and I don't think the people have been back, or we are working active leads in conjunction with Prattville PD, and, if we can find out who did it, we will be enforcing the full system. We just can't have that kind of stuff. The building is beautiful. I know it's a lot of sentimental value to leave the old kindergarten, but once you walk that building, it is phenomenal. And, very excited about it.
And are you gonna have the ceilings that probably done for school now?
Before the start of school now, I don't know if they'll be finished, because there's a lot of classrooms that need it. And, but part of it too is part of that roof, some of it has a leak in it, so we don't wanna scrape and fix all the roofs and then still have a water leak and then be right back on that. So, as soon as we get that roof done, that's when we'll high speed it and get everything squared away. It'll probably be more of a weekend project for that contractor to get in there and knock it out. Right.
The federal and state funds that we're receiving when you support projects, it is earmarked from the state and the feds on what we can spend.
Yes, we have a wide range of things we can use it for, and again, it's a very wanna come to school. So we're trying to earmark as much of that as we can to the facility and improve our people, opportunities.
Well, I appreciate you letting the state know, be aware of our needs and help and secure those funds, because you could have let them go to another county.
Well, got a great team, you know, as Bo, and again, everybody back row back there, and people that are not on the back row, we got a great team that, the biggest thing that I wanna make public and make sure everybody understands is, we tell our principals and we tell our central office staff, you gotta advocate for your school, because that's the job. And it has been very refreshing to have principals and central office staff come to me and go, hey, this is my major need within my department. Now, the frustrating thing is, sometimes when I get that conversation, or have that conversation, it may take 7, 8, 9 months to solve the need, but I think everybody sees, we're gonna do everything in our power not to say, no, we can't do that. I mean, it may take us a little while, but we're gonna figure out a way to get it done. So I appreciate our principals and central office staff, and you guys advocating, y'all made it clear your goals, and I appreciate the opportunity to work with you. It's been really good first year.
One more question.
Yes, ma'am.
Plans for kindergarten?
The current, yes, ma'am, the virtual school will move there. Part of having a true virtual school, we'll know for sure come August the 1st, that's when the decision has to be made, from the state, whether it's a separate call center or not. If it is a separate school, then all the state testing and all that will have to occur on that campus. So, long-term, we plan on having virtual school on one hallway there. We have a lot of plans we're looking at. I would personally like to move as much central office staff to that building as we could, because we're kind of spread out, and it makes it kind of difficult. But we'll see some of those plans as we move. Virtual school keeps growing, we've had that building another school. But it's really good stuff.
Board members, before I get to adjournment, I forgot to add, the superintendent's evaluation, any comments or board members?
I would just like to say thank you for the job you've done. I know it's been, it was a daunting task. I think we all know that, and I think you've answered the bell at every turn. And, your dedication, your family's dedication to that is not going unnoticed. Thank you, I appreciate it.
I, for one, have had a fantastic year. You have exceeded my expectations. I'm glad that, I'm glad that we chose you, I'm glad we chose our hometown hero, because some of the things that need to happen in our district that are actually going to happen. So, you listen to us and you communicate with us, and I think that that was one thing that I, for one, was wanting, out of all of this, is just to have an open relationship and to have communication, to say, these are the things that I feel like we need to fix. And you listen to me, and, you try to fix my problems, and I appreciate that. So, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Like I said, I appreciate you guys, it's been great, very fortunate to have such a great team, and very fortunate to have you guys, and I appreciate y'all being such strong advocates for your
There being no further business, may I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hand.